got Cote d'Ivoire versus Norway. Oof, what a match
Sheesh.
this will be. We got the Viking army versus Nicolas Pepe, which is having a really good tournament.
Wow.
I think
Yeah.
he's at how many goals are? I think he's at 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Uh,
Three, three starts. Oh no, 2 starts, and then we've got.
he's only at 2.
Only at 2. Oh,
Yeah.
but I
He
felt
scored
like
both his 2 came
yeah,
in the Curaçao game.
yeah, Kurosawa game. But I felt like he's been having a pretty decent tournament. Nicolas Pepe went to Arsenal, got his big move to Arsenal, didn't do great, but like we touched on, that Arsenal team was not a great Arsenal team. It's not the Arsenal team that is now. Pepe had to crawl so that this Arsenal team could run,
Mm-hmm.
and he had to get his move away. Playing his game at Villarreal now, and he's playing pretty decent football for this Cote d'Ivoire team. We got Diamande, which I think is possibly on his move to PSG. I think he
Yeah.
came out and say that he wants PSG,
Yeah.
does not want to go to Liverpool, which is fair enough. But if he goes to PSG, that means that one of those guys got to go out because
I mean, they have a lot of talent already over there.
yeah, there's no way they're all happy though.
I think Barcola's on his way out this summer.
Definitely.
Yeah, I
But
think the
even
Diamande
then,
move
like-
will enable the Barcola to Liverpool move probably.
Even then, like he's still. I mean, he's still gonna be fighting for a spot because you got Desiree Doué on one side, and then you have Kvaratskhelia on the other, and and then they better get play on the wings too. So like, I don't know, like they're gonna have to figure something out because I mean, if he's moving there, is he moving with the intention to be, one of the main guys, and especially the money that they're gonna shell out for him, that he's, they're gonna make him like part of the next project. So
Yeah, for sure. All right, Beto, take us away. This Cote d'Ivoire versus Norway game. Both of your dark horses, by the way. Meeting
yeah,
up.
they were both of my picks, but I think my main pick was definitely Ivory Coast, and I'm gonna stick with them. I mean, I just think, I don't know. This is gonna be one. I think this is probably gonna be the best game of the knockout stage. At least the round 32. There's still some bangers left to be played like later down the road, but for round 32, this is gonna be the banger. I think. I think Norway, after the rest of the other players, they wanted to get that second place spot. They were content with that, and now they're gonna come out full force ablaze. They're gonna like come out hard, and Holland's not gonna make it easy for this pretty physical also Ivory Coast team. They've been pretty sound in the defense. Their midfield's been surprising me. Sangare playing really good. Frank Kessié playing really good. And I mean, obviously they're former Barca. But yeah, their offense too. I mean, they've been firing on all cylinders. I mean, Jan Diamande was running circles against numerous teams outside backs, and then Nicolas Pepe is having a little bit of resurgence. I think he came off the bench the first game or second game, and now he started, and I think he cemented that starting spot. I think he starts here, and then you got the Man U guy, Mal Diallo. See what he can do. So
90th minute winner versus Ecuador.
But yeah, I mean, Norway. I mean, by no means should Norway be slept on either. They're a really, really physical team, and I mean, Haaland, like you see all the memes. Haaland, like you see Haaland running at you. What are you gonna do? So I don't know. I don't know, man. This back line's gotta be careful because I mean, they're pretty big too. They're pretty physical, but Haaland is just different. Just different, man. He's gonna score. He's gonna score some goals. I know that for sure.
Yeah, I think you touched on it best when we did our preview that if they find a way to feed him, this team is going to be looking crazy. And they have found a way to feed him. He's currently tied for technically second place on the for the top Golden Boot goals, and tied at 4 with multiple guys out there. But they're finding the way to feed him. They're finding a way to get him the ball, and he's putting him away. Just like he does at Man City, you find a way to feed him, and he's gonna finish them.
Yeah, he scores in such weird spots. Like he scores like his goals look so weird, but I think for him it looks natural just because he's so fucking athletic and stuff, and like he can like get into these weird positions and like be like the defender can be pressing him, but it won't matter. He'll still get his shot off. For some strikers, they're like the pressure's too much and they'll whiff their shot.
No, for sure. Matt, what you got?
Yeah, I think so you said Ivory Coast wins, right?
Yeah.
Right,
I think
I go the opposite, and all I got 2 words for you. It's Erling Haaland. So, I think this is, this could be a great game. Obviously, both of these teams were kind of like previewed as dark horses. Um, Ivory Coast they were like my main dark horse pick. But I'm gonna go ahead and switch up on them. I think Norway wins this game. I think before the tournament, Norway's biggest thing was how do we enable Erling Haaland to play
Mhm.
to every single strength of his game. Um, and I think people, rightfully were concerned, are they going to be able to do this? A lot of times for national teams where there's really only one like star player, it's harder for the rest of the players to enable their one main guy. A lot of times you'll see that where one star player isn't being played to their strengths, but Norway have, like you said, found a way to do it. So um I have no worries about Norway's ability to break down the Ivory Coast defense, and then physicality is not a problem for these guys, especially when your striker is this big brute of a man, this big force of nature that is just full sprinting at you, all probably 200 some pounds of him, 200 some
six
pounds.
six four, 200 some
Yeah, I
pounds,
mean,
bro.
it's
All
just
muscle,
terrifying. It's
all
just
muscle.
terrifying, yeah. And I know that, a lot of the style of play that we've seen from many of the African teams in this tournament is to just kind of sit, absorb pressure, and then hit on the counterattack a little bit. Ivory Coast have probably been the most forward progressing
Yeah.
team of any of the
Hmm.
African teams, though, and a lot of that has to do with Diamande. But at the same time, I don't know if Yan Diamande can do it really on his own. I think he's going to need a lot of help from his midfield.
Yeah.
But as long as you have people like Martin Odegaard feeding Erling Haaland, I think it's too much. I think Norway have shown way too much quality in the group stage for me to kind of believe that Ivory Coast can do it. I felt like the way that they kind of just bullied Senegal was kind of the telltale for me that they can play on almost every single aspect of the game, right? Like they can play physical, they can play fast, they can play defensive if they need to. Like they kind of have all facets of the game covered. There's really not a huge weakness that I see. So I think Ivory Coast will get their chances and they'll probably score a goal, but I think Norway gets at least 3. So I would go 3-1 on this game.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think like Beto said, they have found a way to feed Holland. They have figured it out. But I don't know. I think ultimately that the creativeness that this Ivory Coast team brings with Diamande, Diallo, um, Frank Kessie, and like I think ultimately it'll be too much. I think there's gonna be lots of goals in this. It might even go all the way into overtime. But I think ultimately I'm gonna side with the Ivory Coast on this one. I think this is as far as the Norway train goes. And I'm surprised, Matt. I'm surprised you're jumping off the African ship and going the Europe side. You're usually the vouch for these African teams.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I mean, I would love to see them win this game. If they had had maybe an easier tie, I would have said absolutely. But
yeah,
I mean, Norway have shown me way too much for me to not think that they're gonna lose this game. So
that's fair.